Happy early Valentine's Day, chumps!
Why chumps?
I don't know. I heard it somewhere and I decided to steal it. I don't remember where, though.
Okay, I was to say, I wasn't expecting that part.
Doesn't matter. Welcome to Under the Bridge, everybody.
Welcome to Under the Bridge.
I'm Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll, pronouns he, him.
And I am Greg, aka Greg, also pronouns he, him.
And this is our podcast where we talk news of the pop culture variety. Sometimes comic news, sometimes gaming news, pretty much always movie news, and also pretty much always a movie review. So make sure to ring the like button, smash that bell, and share the video around if you're into that sort of thing, because it helps us out, and we appreciate it.
We appreciate it indubitably.
We got a lot of stuff to cover. Well, we got some stuff. There's honestly less trailers than I was expecting, considering Super Bowl happened, but to be fair, a lot of trailers that we got were 30-second nothing burgers, so...
Yes, kind of like the Formula 1 trailer.
Yeah, we'll honorable mention that one, probably. Here's a fun little bit. You remember Bakugan?
Jesus Christ. Okay, continue.
What if I told you it was getting a movie?
Another one?
No, a live-action one.
Oh, God, no. Anything but that.
Right? It really does just inspire fear and revulsion, just thinking about it.
A live-action Bakugan movie. Jesus. Okay. Which means that someone is making one.
Yep, someone is making one, and my butthole retreats further into my body as a result.
Oh my goodness. Alright, continue.
No, it's being developed by Spin Master Corps, with filmmaker Brad Payton attached to direct, write, and produce. Now...
Spin Master Corps sounds like the name of a mediocre nu metal band.
New metal, but with some hip-hop elements, you know, like a Linkin Park pretender.
Yeah, I could see that.
Anyways, the reason the name Brad Payton fills me with concern is that his most notable things are all Dwayne Johnson vehicles.
Oh God, who we're gonna get as Dwayne Johnson in Bakugan?
I don't know, but because he did San Andreas, he did Rampage, he did Journey to the Mysterious Island, so... Oh, man. Is he... I don't actually know any Bakugan characters. I've seen a couple of episodes of the show, and for the life of me, I can't remember the names of anybody involved. I don't remember how the game works. I just remember tossing the little marbles around, and then just holding up cards, shouting, "Ability activate!" over and over again. And it pretty much just felt like... You remember being a kid and playing those pretend games, and you'd have superpowers, and then somebody else would have the power that trumps yours, so you'd whip out the power that trumps theirs, and it would just be a never-ending game of Calvin Ball?
Yeah, I suppose.
Yeah, you know, like, I've got an impenetrable force field. Oh, yeah? Well, I've got the impenetrable force field penetrating sword. Oh, yeah? Well, I've got the teleporter that gets rid of impenetrable force field swords.
Right.
That's what Bakugan felt like to me from the couple episodes of it that I saw.
Same as you, I only watched a couple episodes, but I think I watched them, when I was in middle school, and at that point, for whatever reason, I was really into the Yu-Gi-Oh! Anime at that point, so I remember seeing a couple episodes of Bakugan and going, this is lame, and never coming back to it.
Yeah, it really wasn't much of anything, was it?
No, not really.
Yu-Gi-Oh! With balls.
Okay. Wasn't there also a TCG based on it too?
I think it got a card game, I don't remember.
Isn't it a TCG or some kind of... Well, I know they used action figures, but pretty sure it started as some kind of game before it was capitalized into a show.
I thought they did the anime first. Okay, so technically it did come first, but the game came first, the strategy game came first, but it was developed in conjunction with the show.
Alright, let's see.
Why do we care? Who cares? I dedicated so much time to looking up this stupid Bakugan nonsense. I don't care. This is gonna be terrible.
Yeah, this is not gonna be good.
I can't imagine a world where this is anything other than terrible. Which means the trailer's gonna come out and I'm gonna say this might be a masterpiece.
That would be something. Well, even if Dwayne Johnson is in it?
No, then I'll go play in traffic.
I'll go play in traffic. That's the one. That's the combination where you're just like, ooh, just because of how wretched the overall idea sounds, I might have to give it a small chance.
The idea of Dwayne Johnson in a Bakugan movie makes me feel like I'm going to puke up all of my internal organs.
Watch it be that he's cast as the one little kid that's the main character. Yeah, Dwayne Johnson in the Bakugan movie, where he plays a Japanese 12-year-old.
Alright, so he's aiming to be Zachary Levi?
Oh, God.
Anyways, I'm moving on. Hopefully with all my internal organs still in my body.
Yeah, that would be ideal.
So I don't know. Maybe I'll cut that section. I don't even fucking know. Depends on how long this takes to edit. This is all over the place.
Mm-hmm.
Anyways, I got one more update. That is from Anthony Mackie talking with Screen Rant. So he set a hard deadline on his time as Captain America.
Did he now?
Yes. He said starting next week, he would love to continue portraying Sam Wilson for 10 years.
Ha! Wow. That's a hell of a commitment, of a verbal commitment.
Yeah, he was talking with the interviewer, and the interviewer said, "You said recently that you want to play Captain America for a solid 10 years. I'd love to just get a clarification on that timeline, because technically you took on the mantle in 2021, so do we have 6 years left, or is the 10 years starting today?" And Anthony Mackie said, No, the 10 years start on the 14th. That's it. After the 14th, I got a 10-year run. I'm not trying to be a 60-year-old Captain America. That'll hurt.
Yeah, yeah.
Which, you know what?
How old is he?
He's 46.
Damn, alright, cool.
Right? He looks fucking good.
Yeah.
That's that Hollywood magic, god damn.
Yeah, I thought he was in his mid to late 30s, if anything.
I mean, to be fair, for him to be in his mid to late 30s, he would have had to be in his 20s when Winter Soldier came out. 10 years ago.
10 years ago. Oh my god. Damn. Fuck!
I don't like it, Greg.
I don't like it either, dog.
Why are we old?
Dude, I don't like it either.
No, just think, give it another 20 years and we'll officially be old enough to run for president. So yeah, no, I'll take another 10 years. I like Sam Wilson. He's a cool character.
Yeah, he is a cool character.
Plus, I mean, keep Captain America rolling. Don't just do whatever reset you do when Secret Wars happens, don't just throw away the cool stuff you got now, just so you can get back the quote-unquote complete universe. Terrible idea.
Yeah.
So you had something. You wanted to discuss a current event.
Yes, I do. Very barely within the scope of this show, and that is the wonderful, wonderful yearly celebration of sweat, Gatorade, and flagrant capitalism.
Oh, there's a Call of Duty marathon going on?
Alright, I wasn't ready for that. Honestly, I kind of figured you'd make a Christmas joke, if anything.
Why would Christmas involve Gatorade?
I don't know, people probably buy a shit ton of Gatorade for Christmas parties. There's probably some weird-ass alcoholic Gatorade concoction out there, which sounds disgusting, but people are weird, so,
Alright.
No, the celebration of sport that is the Super Bowl. Particularly with the halftime show. I'm not going to talk about the game itself because I don't know anything about football. I make a point of watching it every year because it's pretty much the only football game I'll actually sit down and watch for the halftime show. And for the commercials this year were all over the fucking place, so...
I didn't even watch it for the commercials. I just didn't watch it.
Oh, fair. No, the Super Bowl is pretty much the only time I will consciously sit down and watch the NFL. Because, as I've mentioned many times on this show, I'm a racing nerd, which already puts me in a tiny demographic that some would argue I don't belong with to begin with. But we're not here to talk about that. We are here to talk about the Super Bowl halftime show and have a moment of silence, of somber remembrance of the life and times and public career of Drake.
Absolutely murdered at the Super Bowl.
Yeah. So this year's Super Bowl was pretty much all Kendrick Lamar. We did a full set with him, including a couple songs with SZA. We got Squabble Up, Humble, DNA, Luther, All the Stars, TV Off, a few other songs. But the most notable one, of course, the one that was kind of maybe teased every now and again. And apparently, I didn't really catch it at the time, but I found out a couple days ago. Apparently the NFL did try to be like, hey, don't play Not Like Us. And Kendrick Lamar said, no, I'm going to play Not Like Us.
Good.
And Not Like Us, he did play indeed. It was a great show. I acknowledge my bias. It's interesting just because it's a thing of, usually the Super Bowl halftime shows have a lot more grandeur to them in terms of display. This one was a relatively simple one. I would say that the thing that kind of made this Super Bowl halftime show memorable, and the reason why the internet is talking about it and moderately divided on it, is because even though it didn't have a lot of crazy spectacle, like relative for a halftime show, the show intro to Kendrick Lamar turning a Buick GNX into a freaking clown car. Yeah, no, there's just dancers popping up from this car from everywhere. It was impactful in the music choice and also in some of the subliminal messaging. Because the thing about Kendrick Lamar and how he does his music that people need to kind of keep in mind is that Kendrick Lamar is not a overtly political individual in his music. He does not make conscious hip-hop. That is not a genre that he goes for. But he does sprinkle his thoughts about current events and whatnot into his music. So if you've listened to a lot of his discography, you probably have a good idea of how he leans one way or another. And there's quite a few not so subtle hints at that. We have the intro to the Super Bowl where he's standing on stage. He goes, "The revolution will now be televised. You picked the right time but the wrong guy," which that could go a few different ways. I think for me, it's obvious that it's kind of a jab at the current administration, but you can argue that it's also a jab at Drake. There's, with the choreography of his dancers, when he does DNA, the dancers are all in like red, white, and blue outfits, and they're lined up in a way to make them look like a split American flag. And all of the dancers are people of color too. So
naturally, all the worst people on the internet are they have some opinions of the negative variety.
Yeah, it's the usual suspects are having a tizzy with this, but that's not really what I'm here to talk about. I am here to bring light to the culmination of the focused hatred that this man has demonstrated for the last, 8 months, where the second to last song that Kendrick Lamar plays is Not Like Us. And whoo boy, was that a good time. Like, I also want to mention how SZA was amazing and absolutely beautiful. Her voice was great in All the Stars and Luther. How it was awesome to have DJ Mustard come out when TV Off started playing. But, ooh. The center of this show was very much his performance of Not Like Us, because it's a whole thing, too, with Samuel Jackson there being the narrator of the show, because he's talking about how, no, this is too rough, too ghetto, all of that, very much playing a caricature of sorts, which, if you're like, how could he do this? You need to sit down and watch Django Unchained first and foremost. But then he's like, oh yeah, now just don't mess it, and then Not Like Us just starts up. And my God, it was so great just really watching Kendrick Lamar just go in the song, especially since when it gets to the part where he directly addresses Drake, it's not even just a following of how he sounds in the song. He literally looks at the camera that's tracking him, like stares it down with the most evil smile I have ever seen on a human being and goes, "Hey Drake, I hear you like him young."
I saw that part. That was so good.
Yeah, the inflection and the way he says it, it's not him following the song. He is speaking as if he is directly talking to Drake. Now, of course, there is some censorship in the song, because ultimately it is being played on international television, but it still follows up with pretty much the entire stadium, people who have paid, on average, $5,000 to be at this show, to be at this football game, all going, A minor!
I thought it couldn't get any better than people doing that at the Grammys. I was wrong.
Yeah. Now, and it's a thing about that, because it's like, some people were like, well, what's the big deal? For those who don't get how this kind of stuff works, for any performing artist, the Super Bowl is realistically the biggest audience you will ever have in your career if you're doing the halftime show. If you're a big artist and you have great concerts, like, that's awesome, but the people who are coming out and paying to see the concerts are already your fans. That's already going to be kind of a particular centralized demographic, with the possible exception of individuals like Taylor Swift. With the Grammys, yeah, it was really cool to see all the celebrities and all the big people at the Grammys also sing A minor as well, but that's still just the Grammys. That's a small microcosm of the entertainment industry from a relative standpoint. It's all the bigwigs in the entertainment industry, don't get me wrong, but it's small microcosms in terms of people involved. And with Not Like Us, Kendrick Lamar has had had a major pop-up concert on Juneteenth, had two of the longest-standing gangs in American history come together and dance, had the most highest streamed song of 2024, had what I want to say was the most viewed music video of the last year, won 5 Grammys for one song, the same amount of Grammys that Drake has won in his entire recording career, basically turbocharged DJ Mustard's career. DJ Mustard had always been making a lot of music and producing a lot of music, but not like us, absolutely turbocharged his career into the mainstream in ways that people have never seen before. And to finally have the Super Bowl come out and collectively join in Kendrick calling Drake a pedophile and sing the A minor line, I have never seen such productive, focused, useful hatred from a grown man in my entire life. If you ever see someone who simps for the Jedi and very much goes, hatred is a gateway to the dark side, show them this year's halftime show to show them how wrong they are.
He's shown me a new level to aspire to, and I respect that.
Yeah, it was something. It was just a thing of realizing that all of this was sparked by just genuine hatred of another human being. It's one of those things where I don't really want to perpetuate that, because if there's one thing that there is already too much of in this country, there is too much hatred for dumbass reasons. But given the context of what started this feud and everything that came from it, that is just the culmination of like everything that's happened over the last 8 months. I normally don't follow rap beefs because, to be honest, most of them are pretty fucking stupid. If you look at this and say, oh yeah, Kendrick hasn't won, you are on a different planet from the rest of us.
Weren't you saying Drake was announcing a new project, too?
Yeah, Drake, a couple weeks ago, announced a new, I want to say it's like a new like R&B style project.
Oh, retirement.
Oh, that's mean. I mean, not as mean as having the entire crowd of the Super Bowl join in on making fun of you, but still pretty mean.
Well, I'm doing it in front of an audience of, I don't know, probably 10.
Yeah.
Thanks, everybody.
Thanks, everybody, for joining in and for dealing with my ramble about the Super Bowl halftime show.
Well, this is a fun time.
Oh my god, it's so great. Oh, also, we got to see Serena Williams crip walking on stage.
Also good.
Yeah, and it was really cool. Honestly, I didn't realize it was Serena Williams at first, and I was like, wow, she looks amazing.
Nice.
But yeah, Serena Williams is just like crip walking on stage, which is especially hilarious considering that apparently Serena and Drake dated at one point. So, I've seen some people saying that he may or may not have stalked her, but apparently they were a thing at one point.
I think that's just dating Drake.
Yeah, yeah. Yeah, if that's not an ultimate middle finger, I don't know what is at that point.
I did see a comment that said Kendrick Lamar should be the first person to win a Nobel Hate Prize.
Oh, dude, if there was a hater hall of fame, like Kendrick Lamar would be in contention for like the greatest of all time. Again, this man made millions. I mean, he was already very wealthy, but he made millions of dollars, made a whole bunch of other people millions of dollars, put DJ Mustard in the mainstream limelight in ways that I personally don't think he's ever been in his life, just through hating another man for saying shit about his family. God, it was good.
Yeah.
Yeah, the halftime show was great. And all of it can trace itself back to Drake creeping on a girl at a concert.
It's just that domino meme. It's that giant domino meme.
Yeah, exactly.
Let's go to trailer time.
Let's do trailer time.
It's trailer time again. We've got movie previews to watch. It's trailer time again. So, ironically, most of the trailers that we're talking about came out before the Super Bowl, because a lot of the things that came out during the Super Bowl were 30 seconds long. We got trailers for F1, which I swear to God I saw most of this in that one trailer that released a while ago, but maybe I'm wrong.
No, a lot of what was shown in the F1 trailer, they were new shots. They were a lot of new action shots, but they were action shots without any further context, so it's like, eh.
We also got a trailer for How to Train Your Dragon live action, which, yeah, looks like the original.
That's right, that is coming out. I didn't watch that trailer since you said we weren't going to really talk about it deeply, but I forgot that was being made.
And same for Mission Impossible, the quote-unquote Final Reckoning, which, no, it's not.
No, for real this time, guys. It's the last one. It's the final one. It's,
They will dig up Tom Cruise and use ancient dark rituals to resurrect him once he finally dies on the set of one of these, and they will continue to make Mission Impossible movies until the mountains crumble into the sea.
The only way I can see this being the last one is if he gets a definitive ending in this movie. Now, I say this as someone who hasn't seen any Mission Impossible movie in full, so who knows, maybe this already happened in a previous one, but we get a No Time to Die-esque ending where it's just like, I mean, there's still a way for him to get out of this, and they just drop a Tomahawk cruise missile on his head. It's like, he dead.
Okay, never mind.
No one's walking away from that shit.
Nope. Anyways, the big trailer we did get during the Super Bowl that I want to talk about is Thunderbolts with an asterisk.
Yes. It's like, we're the Thunderbolts! We can't call ourselves that.
I don't understand why he's saying can't instead of we're not, because I don't think there's any... I mean, to be fair, I guess Thaddeus Ross has the moniker of Thunderbolt, and he is the president, I guess, in at least as of Captain America Brave New World. Who knows after he turns into Red Hulk if that's still going to be the case. Whoops, spoilers. But... I
mean, it's in the trailers.
Yeah, I think it's in the trailers. I know Red Hulk is in the trailers, but I don't remember... him transforming was in the trailer, never mind. So...
Yeah.
I don't know about this one.
Oh, really?
The thing is, I like it. It doesn't look terrible, but I don't know how much tongue-in-cheek winking you can really get away with at this stage. Doing the lampshade of, oh, everybody just punches and shoots. Yes, I know, that's a real, genuine potential problem with this thing. Or, oh, the Avengers aren't coming. Why not?
Yeah.
It's been 6 years at this point since the last Avengers movie. We still don't know who the team is, even though they got a movie coming out next year. To an extent...
Oh, that is next year, isn't it?
Yeah, no, and it's frustrating because... On the one hand, part of the magic of the original Avengers movie is that the entire success of the Avengers movie and in and out of universe hinges on, can this concept work even though there's no reason why it should. This just feels like the detached grunge version of that, of, yeah, we did it before, and nobody thinks we could do it again, and we're a bunch of losers, but we'll show them. It feels tired, and it feels done. It feels like Suicide Squad with better production values, you know?
I just laugh because when you said grunge, I didn't think of, like, the actual word, but the genre, so I'm imagining Avengers by way of Nirvana.
No, that's what I meant!
Oh, okay.
I mean, come on, they had Possum Kingdom in one of the trailers.
Fair.
Side note, I'm really fucking upset. It used to be, when a Marvel trailer came out, and it had a epic orchestrated version of a popular song, you couldn't shake a stick without hitting remixes and remakes of that. The Thunderbolts trailer with Possum Kingdom came out ages ago, and I can't find a single one.
Dude, I remember finding people's edits of Wood by Alice in Chains, the Punisher Season 2 trailer, where they edited in the trailer version into the normal song. Just like, ooh, that's dedication. For a Netflix show, especially.
Yeah, but with this one, the only ones I can find, they literally just lifted the music from the trailer, including trying to mix out the sound effects, which is frustrating as hell.
Yeah.
But no, apparently they have confirmed that Sentry's going nuts, and that's going to be the main thing that they're dealing with.
Is Sentry the guy who sends U.S. Agent through the window?
Yeah, that's Bob.
Oh, okay.
It's Bob.
Gotcha.
It's Bob.
Alright. Agent of Hydra.
Not a lot of Taskmaster in this, it looks like, so I wouldn't be surprised if she bites it pretty early in.
You know what? It wasn't until the end of the trailer where they're going over all the people in the group. I'm like, oh, that's right, Taskmaster is in this. Right.
That's right, you're here. I couldn't tell because your costume's almost identical to Ghost, and also I hate you. No offense to the actress. The actress is fine. I just hate everything they've done with this character.
Right.
I want to make that clear. Why does John Walker look like he's got perpetual I'm about to throw up face? Like, Mom, stop the car, I'm getting car sick?
I think it's just from getting sick from smelling all of his teammates' bullshit.
And his own.
And his own, it has to be said.
Yeah, I have no idea. If they're actually fighting Sentry, I have no idea how they're gonna get away from that. They should all be dead. But I guess we'll see. I mean, it's only a few more months until that comes out. I think it's, May? Oh god, we're in February.
Yes, we are.
Also, we may have gotten a hint of what the asterisk actually means, and it's even dumber than I thought.
Oh, that's encouraging.
Yeah, apparently an international poster for the movie has at the bottom, where the asterisk details usually go, it just says, the Avengers are not available. So, if the whole reason for that asterisk is just to say, oh, yeah, they're not the Avengers, go fuck yourselves!
Yeah.
That's not cute.
I mean, they never were the Avengers to begin with.
Only one of them has ever even been Avengers adjacent. That's it, and it's Bucky. So, yeah, if that's the whole secret, I'd even take this is a working title and they're still trying to figure out a name over just Thunderbolts. Yeah, the Avengers aren't coming. I fucking know! It's not an Avengers movie! You've made that clear! Shut the fuck up! Like, comment, and subscribe, but then shut the fuck up!
They had to make it even clearer because they have it in the title, and then they also had someone in the fictional Congress going, oh no, they actually had the woman representing the Thunderbolts saying, it's like, the Avengers aren't coming. In case you couldn't get the message through our title card.
Also, that kind of gives away part of Captain America Brave New World, because part of the whole thing that President Ross wanted to do was reassemble the Avengers, so clearly that doesn't pan out. Way to fucking go, you dummies!
Yeah, that's a good start.
Yeah, real good. Anyways. No, most of the trailers we got this week were earlier than the Super Bowl. For example, we got a trailer for the Smurfs. Did you know Rihanna's in this one?
Yeah, no, and you know what, man? I never would have guessed.
No, look, I wasn't even sure I was going to include this trailer, but let me tell you, when I saw there was a Smurfs trailer, I went and searched for it, and what I see on the first result from the official Paramount Pictures account is Smurfs official trailer 2025 Rihanna, and the thumbnail says, Rihanna is Smurfette in big blue and white letters, and I'm like, oh, okay. So I click on it, and the first thing I get is, hey everyone, I'm Rihanna, and I'm playing Smurfette, and I get it! You're in the fucking movie!
Dude, even the poster for the movie on Wikipedia has Rihanna is Smurfette in the corner.
Do you have anything else to share about this movie aside from the fact that Rihanna's in it? For fuck's sake!
Yeah.
Don't get me wrong, I like Rihanna, but fuck, this is chilling.
Apparently, she's one of the producers on this, too.
Oh, that explains it.
Yeah, but that's still wild to me.
No, this looks terrible.
Yeah, it looks like a low-stakes kids movie, so what do you mean she's dating A$AP Rocky? Anyway. I mean, good for you, but I wasn't
that also
expecting
explains
that.
why her music is all over the trailer.
Yeah. I'm sure she's made unique music for the movie.
This feels cynical as hell. I think that's my big problem with it. It just feels cynical because her name is plastered all over it to the point of excess. You don't need to put her name in the trailer video title. You don't need that.
Or the poster.
The poster you do kind of need. People need to be credited for shit. That's important.
Fair.
Yeah.
I guess my brain kind of goes there because I saw the poster after seeing the trailer. So it's like after seeing Rihanna is Smurfette in the title of the trailer, in like the first bit of the trailer, seeing Rihanna up there presenting the trailer, and then going back and seeing the poster, I'm just like, oh my god, I know, guys. Also, I'm surprised that this is another kids-oriented movie where we have fictional cartoon characters from the 50s or beyond being inserted into the real world that the target demographic probably have never seen or seen very little of.
Why do we have so many Smurfs isekai movies?
My brain went to the Tom and Jerry movie that came out, 3 years ago?
I forget, I didn't see it.
Oh, I mean, I didn't see it either, but it was another one where they basically insert Tom and Jerry into the real world. I'm just like, what the fuck?
Is that what they did? They isekai Tom and Jerry?
They more or less isekai Tom and Jerry into, I think it was New York. Yeah, it's just called Tom and Jerry. It came out in February.
Huh.
It had a budget of $50 to $79 million and made $136 million at the box office.
Wait, did they actually show up from another world, or is it just their 2D characters in a live-action thing? Because if it's just that, then they didn't isekai.
Okay, no, they already existed in the real world. But it's still weird that they existed in the real world.
Also, whoever came up with the idea of Influencer Smurf should be fired out of a cannon into the sun.
As soon as I saw Influencer Smurf, I was like, oh no.
What a disgusting idea.
It's like, everyone has a job. There's Grumpy, I hate having a job. I'm like, relatable. Not my current job, but definitely had jobs where just like, I feel that energy. And then it goes to influencer. I'm just like, oh no, we're doing this.
What a stupid idea. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe, by the way.
Yes.
I ain't never said I wasn't a hypocrite. No. Oh god, I desperately hope that I have an excuse not to see this movie, because if I have to go watch the Smurfs, I'm gonna go Smurf myself.
Oh god, I hated that bit. Everything about that bit just pissed me off.
What a load of Smurf.
We get it. This is cute censorship or something to make it seem cute. No, this is grating. Make it stop, please. None of these jokes are funny.
So we also got a trailer for Jurassic World Rebirth, and
I was not expecting Scarlett Johansson.
We talked about that she's in it. Her and Mahershala Ali, they're both in it.
I forgot, so that was a thing of, alright, I'm interested. I mean, I don't think it looks particularly great, but the fact that you got these two in it makes me go, alright, let them cook.
May I say something potentially controversial?
Oh boy.
This doesn't look terrible.
It does not look terrible. I will give you that. And that was honestly the biggest shock I had watching this trailer.
However, I have been fooled before.
Welcome to Fantasy Island, Tattoo.
They have burned me with inherently interesting sounding concepts before, only to turn around and go, psych, it's Cretaceous locusts.
So the dead don't die.
No, I was talking about the last Jurassic World, but also the dead don't die.
Okay, yeah.
So, while I am cautiously optimistic, I have to remember I can't trust these fucking movies. And also, you know what, I'll give it a lot of credit. This is one where it's like, okay, you know what? The dinosaurs are made, the cat's out of the bag, it's in the jungle, it's on an island, whatever. They're here looking for genetic medical breakthroughs, and their DNA is actually kind of clever. I kind of like that. I mean, it's dumb, it's stupid sci-fi nonsense, but we're already in a stupid swamp, so, I mean, what does it matter? Now,
right.
One thing I will tell you that I don't like is this continued serial escalation of every dinosaur that we introduce in each movie has to be the new biggest and baddest thing. It's like, this was the initial research facility where they first made these dinosaurs, and they left the worst of the worst here. Shut the fuck up!
Right.
If I have to hear about how this next one is the fucking Joker, I'm gonna kill you.
Oh, God.
Tell me more about the Giganotosaurus and how it's the Joker in dinosaur form. Shut up! Shut the fuck up! The Giganotosaurus is what I call it.
Sure.
Wasn't fucking... That makes me so fucking mad.
Understandable.
But I do like dinosaurs, so I mean, you know.
So by default, it's we're at least a little bit interested. Do you like dinosaurs, or do you like people making dumb mistakes and seeing themselves get fucked up by the dinosaurs?
The problem is, a lot of the times, it's not even the people who make the dumb mistakes that get fucked up by the dinosaurs. Like, do you remember that one assistant who died in the first Jurassic World?
Vaguely?
Where she got snatched up by pteranodons or something and then dropped in the Mosasaurus tank?
Oh, okay, yeah, that does ring a bell.
Yeah, she didn't deserve that.
Yeah, she didn't do anything wrong.
Anyways, the big event, the main story, the thing that came out the day after we recorded last week's episode.
Yeah, that was actually a little bit frustrating, I'm not gonna lie.
We have a first trailer for the Fantastic Four First Steps.
Including their own cinematic theme song, kind of, whatever.
People are really popping off about the score, and I'll be honest, I think it sounds kind of off and sinister, and I don't know if that's intentional.
I mean, it sounds 50s era dramatic.
Maybe that's why. Maybe it's because so many horror/drama/thriller movies have conditioned me to associate the 50s and 60s with racism and misogyny and all kinds of terrible things, that hearkening back to this era musically immediately makes me go, oh no, we're in for a bad time. What?
I'm not gonna lie, I thought you were just gonna say the 50s makes you associated the music with horror, and I was getting ready to make a joke along those lines.
I do like the bit at the end when it goes, Fantastic Four! No, that was cool.
Yeah, that part, that was good. That was very good.
But no, it was interesting seeing everybody pop off about the trailer, and I hadn't seen it yet, and I just went, I will be the judge of this! And then I held up a jeweler's loop, watched the whole thing, and went, I have some concerns about the broader implications for the MCU, and this team lineup in general, but, taken as its own movie, It has the makings of a damn fine Fantastic Four. So I will drop this Bedivere voice and say that I'm very excited.
Yeah, no, it looks like a good time. All of the cast are interesting. Pedro Pascal and Vanessa Kirby are great. Vanessa Kirby continues to be horrifically attractive.
Watch out, Reed.
You know, that's still one of my favorite shorts, by the way.
Right, I'm glad.
Yeah, just me getting called out on having a mild celebrity crush on Vanessa Kirby.
I'm glad I could bring joy with that.
On times where I've had family members ask about the podcast, I showed them that short.
Nice.
This is our podcast in a nutshell.
No, I think, obviously, the Fantastic Four, they're Marvel's first family, they're a unit, they are basically an all-in-one package deal, and the team is only as good as their worst member. But, that being said, I think that the most important thing that any Fantastic Four has to nail down out of the main four is the Thing. And based on this trailer, we got a damn good thing coming.
We've got a good thing happening right here.
Yeah, we got a wham bam, shang-a-lang, and a sha-la-la-la-la-la thing.
Yes. You know, I kind of forgot that the way that they get their powers, or at least part of the way they get their powers, because I'm not super familiar with the entire lore, is the fact that everything is related to what was happening to each person as their spaceship was getting destroyed.
It's not. It's really not.
Oh, it's not?
No, it has nothing to do with what they were doing. Generally speaking, the idea is that their powers were drawn out related to personality traits, not actual things that were happening. The only time that was a factor was fucking Four Stick and Ultimate Fantastic Four, I think. And you don't want either of those.
Fair. I thought it was just the whole thing. I've heard it a lot in discussions of anything with Human Torch, so I was always in the impression that Johnny Storm was actually on fucking fire.
Well, pretty sure not.
Yeah.
Pretty sure not.
Yeah. Oh, and we got Herbie. Is he going to do his Doctor Doom cosplay?
No, Scott Lang's not here to make sad about it. No, but I like this thing a lot, because I've heard some people complaining that he doesn't have, like, the big, gruff Rockman voice, but I feel like that does a better job underscoring the humanity. That he's literally just a regular guy who's just been turned into an orange rock monster, but he's still a nice guy.
Yeah, he's just a dude who's in a very unfortunate situation.
And just the whole thing of him complimenting Herbie's sauce and then explaining that he's adding what he's doing to add on to it and why, that's just really sweet. I'm gonna add a couple cloves of garlic, not because it's not delicious, I just want to give it a little bit of zip, okay?
Aww! Yeah, it's super sweet.
That's cute! We don't see Reed stretch in this trailer.
No, we don't.
That bodes well.
I'm curious to see how that goes.
Maybe they've just given him energy-based light powers, like Miss Marvel.
Wait, has Reed ever had that, or is he only stretched?
No, the joke is Miss Marvel didn't have those powers either.
Oh, that's right, I forgot about that.
No, Miss Marvel's supposed to be stretchy and embiggen and stuff, and then they gave her flashy light powers, apparently to better link her into the Marvels, but also probably so they didn't have to worry about stretching powers yet.
Oh, fair.
But with Fantastic Four, you kinda can't not do that with Reed.
Yeah, that's his power. That and being locked up for all of eternity because he kept on meddling with the universe too much.
That's Nick Fury.
Didn't that happen to Reed Richards too?
I don't think that happened to Reed.
Oh, okay. I could have sworn that happened to Reed at some point.
Not as far as I know. Could be an alternate universe Reed, though. No, also, can we talk about the important part? Galactus is not a cloud! Galactus is nigh, and he's a man with a big, goofy fucking helmet! Words cannot describe how pleased I am with this!
Right.
God, So, yeah, look, the fact that this movie is set in an alternate universe kind of worries me, because that means that either this will not be the main Fantastic Four going forward, or it is, and their world is doomed, and they're going to be folded into the MCU at the end of Secret Wars, which I think is a dumb idea. It's unnecessary. It's going to add a whole Pyrrhic victory feeling to the whole thing, but I'm probably trying to plan too far ahead. I also, as much as I like Pedro Pascal, I maintain Pedro Pascal would have been a damn good pick for Mr. Fantastic 10 years ago, because now he's already pushing 50, and presumably they want to make a few of these. So, I don't know. But those are all broader franchise concerns. As a movie, this looks damn good and I'm excited for it.
Fair. The last thing I will say is that because I am not familiar with comic book stuff and I rely on you on that, when they show Galactus' shadow, I'm just like, wait, why the fuck is Sauron in this movie?
Alright, bitch. You listen here. Motherfucker.
I aim to please.
Well done. Medium rare, even.
I'll take it.
But go fuck yourself.
I say that as someone who also was not big into Lord of the Rings, either.
Let's go to box office.
Let's do the box office.
We did not see the highest grossing movie domestically this weekend.
No.
I did, but I saw it in the middle of the week because it was Dogman.
Wait, really? Okay.
Yeah, no. Dogman took the top spot this weekend. From what I can tell, $13.7 million domestic weekend, $54.1 million domestic total, $66 million worldwide, against a $40 million budget, so it's still got a ways to go to clear marketing, probably, but it is currently the highest grossing release of 2025.
Okay.
Now, you may be wondering, did we see the second highest grossing movie domestically this weekend? No, I did, because it was Hard Eyes.
I honestly figured that would be the biggest one.
No, it made $8.5 million domestically this weekend and in total. No worldwide release info yet on an $18 million budget, so it's still got a ways to go. I'm hopeful it can make that up. I'll get into it, but I like this movie.
Mm.
The movie we both saw, Love Hurts, that took third.
Really?
Yes, $5.8 million domestic weekend and total, $6.875 million worldwide total, also an $18 million budget, so it's got a ways to go. And, yeah, we'll see. We'll see how that goes.
Yeah, I'm unfortunately not hopeful for that one.
Nah. Do you want to start with Love Hurts, or should I start with Hard Eyes?
I guess I'll start with Love Hurts just to get that out of the way. Yeah, we saw Love Hurts. It's not great.
No, it's an action comedy. The directorial debut of Jonathan Eusebio. I'm sorry, I probably mispronounced that. Eusebio? I apologize. I'm not good at this.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like we've been doing this show for the better part of a year and a half or so.
I've been doing this for 3 years, and Greg, we've been over this. You've been doing this for 2.5.
Has it really been that long?
Yeah, because you jumped on about halfway through 2021.
Jesus.
No, wait a minute.
Fucking Christ.
No, it was halfway through 2022 because that's when Nick dropped out because it was right around Thor: Love and Thunder.
That's only slightly better. Holy fuck.
Yeah. So it was 2.5 years.
Okay.
Congrats. Oh yeah, this is just about maybe the 3rd anniversary. I don't know. When did the first episode come out? Hold on a second. Oh, that was in March. Never mind. We still got like half a month. Okay.
Okay.
So no, Love Hurts. It's an action comedy starring Academy Award winners Ke Huy Quan and Ariana DeBose, and I am so sorry for both of them.
Yeah, honestly. Dude, Ariana DeBose needs to get a new agent.
She does! Oh my god, because the last 5 movies I've seen her in, ISS, which I liked, but I'm pretty sure nobody saw.
Yeah, no one saw it. The movie had roughly $14 million budget, and it made 6.6 at the box office.
Jesus Christ. And the reception wasn't even that great, and I thought it was pretty alright. I thought it was pretty decent. That's the best thing I've seen her in, out of the last 5 movies I've seen her in, because other than that, there was Wish, not good. Argyle, not good. Kraven the Hunter, definitely not good.
Yeah, definitely not good.
And this, which is not as bad as some of those other ones. I put it in the one of the most movies of all time tier.
Yeah.
There's too many fun little things in it for me to hate it. The action's pretty alright. There's a couple of comedy beats that are pretty good. But the biggest problem, ironically enough, is that in trying to be a Valentine's movie and a romance movie, it falls flat. So in a way, Love Hurts this movie.
Yeah.
And it's a real shame for Ariana DeBose. I mean, Ke Huy Quan, he's on a real come-up anyway. I'm glad to have him back, but I'm sure he'll bounce back. He's doing fine. Ariana DeBose, I feel a little bad for, specifically because each of those movies that I saw her in, it's only recently that I connected the dots and realized it was her in all of them. And that's not because she's a bad actress. She actually does a really good job in whatever a role demands of her of vanishing into that character. It's the reverse Mila Jovovich, where I've never seen Mila Jovovich in a good movie, but also I've never really seen a good performance from Mila Jovovich, which I'm only saying now because it's fresh in my mind because of some movie that was coming out. Right, the new Resident Evil.
Uh-oh.
But Ariana DeBose, I haven't seen her in a good movie in a while, and it's not because she's bad in it, it's because she's not given anything to work with.
Yeah. I don't know. I don't really know what else to add besides that. She's a good actress. She really is a solid actress, but she just ends up in these movies with odd or non-existent overall direction, or she plays characters that, while she plays them to the best of her, absolute best of her ability, kind of leaves something to be desired, I guess. And from a writing standpoint more than anything else, not from an acting standpoint at all. Yeah, it's a shame because I feel like in at least the couple that I saw, I mean, it helps with ISS considering that she was the main character of ISS, but she usually stands out from everyone else a decent bit. So it's a shame that she keeps on finding herself in movies like this.
Yeah, no, dang. So, our main character is Marvin Gable. He's played by Ke Huy Quan. He's a realtor.
I was spending the entire time of this movie thinking, like, is his name a Marvin Gaye reference? I can't tell.
I don't know. I mean, his brother's named Knuckles, so...
I'm Knuckles the Enchilada.
Allow me to introduce myself. I'm Nipples the Enchilada.
Yeah. When he's like, people call me Knuckles. Who the fuck calls you Knuckles?
Unlike Sonic, I don't chuckle. I'd rather flex my muscles.
Yes, and punch with these rock-hard fist knuckles.
Boy, kind of chilly today, huh?
Yeah.
So yeah, Daniel Wu is Marvin's brother Knuckles. He's a bad guy. He's a criminal of sorts. Marvin used to work for him, but actually, you know what? That's a question I've been wondering. Is Knuckles supposed to be the older brother?
I don't know. If he is, that's a hard sell.
Their dynamic indicates that Knuckles is the older brother, but Ke Huy Quan is not going to sell me on that. Which, don't get me wrong, he looks great. He looks great for his age, but it's part of why it's because they add in a romance plot between him and Ariana DeBose's character Rose, and part of why it doesn't work is because of this age difference. Part of it is because these characters are never actually shown with any real indication that they love each other. It's just them telling us via internal monologue that they love each other, which is just the most tired fucking nonsense.
Mm-hmm.
Especially because Rose just keeps upending his life and is like, you don't want this, you don't want any of this. It's like, fucking, who are you to say that? Fuck you.
Yeah.
Is that
honestly,
a spoiler?
Her character is... Spoiler! Alright, never mind. And actually what I was going to say kind of continues that spoiler, so we're gonna hold off on that thread.
I don't know if that's a spoiler. God damn it. I'm telling myself there's some pretty good action in this, but I'm not even remembering most of it.
Yeah. Marshawn Lynch is in this movie.
He is. He's good. He's having a fun time.
He's good. He references himself in this movie in a way that if it was any other person in almost any other movie, I would roll my eyes and say, oh, go fuck yourself. But because it's coming from him, it's funny, and I can't explain it.
Oh, you want to hear something really funny?
Oh, boy.
Apparently, the actor who plays his partner, Andre Eriksson, is a multi-platform Norwegian artist with a career as an actor, rapper, and graffiti artist. He's considered a pioneer of Norwegian hip-hop.
No shot.
which I'm sure is legit.
The Norwegian rap group Warlocks. Alright, I guess I know what I'm listening to after we finish this.
Yeah, I gotta check that out. That sounds amazing.
That sounds awesome.
That's the coolest thing to come out of this movie, is me finding that out, really.
Yeah.
And also my deepening sympathy for Ariana DeBose, who just... God! She's not bad! Why does this keep happening to her?
Yeah, she just ends up in bad movies.
Unless she's doing it intentionally. I mean, get the paycheck. Whatever brings you happiness. Just, I feel like you deserve better, you know?
You absolutely deserve better. You are a much better actress than the movies that you find yourself in portray you to be.
I feel like I'd say that to anybody who was in Kraven the Hunter. You're better than this! Except the guy who played Rhino. You're probably not better than this. Don't you want to know why they call me the Rhino? No, I don't fucking care! Anyways.
So sorry, I haven't even seen Kraven the Hunter, but I can see you being Kraven and just saying that. It's like, do you want to know why they call me the... No, shut the fuck up. Let's fight, or get away from me.
Get the fuck away from me.
Yeah.
Oh man, I should have popped off last week about the Sony Spider-Man universe being dead, because now I'm just thinking about Kraven all the time. Hopefully... No, every time I think about Ariana DeBose now, I'm gonna remember Kraven. Oh god, that association's just in my head. Oh no.
This universe is dead, but you found yet a new way to punish yourself.
No, look, you don't understand, man. I'm having an existential crisis with the Sony Spider-Man universe being dead, because that's dead, DC is turning their shit around, Marvel, regardless of what anybody says, is still doing basically fine, at least on the movie front.
Until Doomsday.
Yeah, probably until Doomsday, but I'm sure the Avengers movies will still make bank because they're Avengers movies, even if I personally hate them. So they're still doing fine. What am I supposed to do with all this pent-up hate?
Make a multi-Grammy winning diss track about somebody.
I got it! I'll start a podcast! In case you can't tell, nothing should be a more stirring unendorsement of Love Hurts than the fact that I've gone on this tangent.
Yeah! I feel like this was normally the part where we go and start talking about finer details and spoilers in this movie, but I kind of don't care.
You know what? I think maybe we don't need to. I mean, okay, you know what? Shout out to Mustafa Shakir, who plays Raven. He's cool. He is
cool. Yeah.
He's got one of the better romances in this movie.
Oh no, his whole B-plot, I'd say B-plot with...
That's probably a spoiler.
Oh wait, that's right, that is a spoiler, isn't it? Fuck.
I mean, it's probably a spoiler just to mention he's got a romance subplot, but...
Yeah, he's got a romance subplot in this, and it's honestly much more entertaining and endearing than it has any right to be.
But yeah, it's not enough to save the movie, because the movie's busy focusing on a romance that doesn't work. Also, it's not good at juggling its menacing, serious moments with its goofy stuff.
Yeah. There's
moments where some real bad shit happens, and I'm just like, oh, that feels a little incongruous, and not in the good way.
Right.
Not in the, oh, this is really highlighting the stakes, in the, I feel like you had this in an earlier draft of the movie that was going in a different direction, and then you just kept it? Okay. Alright. Yeah, whatever. I feel like the best note that I got out of this is, bro, he's your age and 3/4.
Yeah, that was kind of the whole thing between Rose and Marvin. That was the biggest thing. That was like, nah, this isn't convincing. You know, don't get me wrong, it's not unheard of for couples to exist that have like significant age gaps, but between that and the lack of any kind of real chemistry shown between these two, it was a hard sell.
Yeah. Also, I lost track of the plot.
I mean, to be honest, I didn't lose track of the plot overall, but that was also because it was a very basic, low-stakes plot to begin with, I feel.
No, but, like, there's so many double crosses at the end. Because it's like, oh, well, you stole money from me, except you didn't, except maybe you did, apparently, because you still want the money, and now you've... Yeah. Now you've turned on me and also I was stealing from these guys. Fucking...
Double cross, triple cross, quad cross, moto cross.
Crossfire! No, not good. All in all, not a good movie. Should you see it? There's worse things to see, I guess.
It's a thing of, do not take your date to the theater to see this.
I mean, you know...
If y'all are having a home date, go home date next year, because this movie's not going to be on streaming right now, obviously. But, like, if you're having a home date next year, and you both operate on a similar wavelength of being cool with just making fun of and shitting on weird, moderate to bad movies and having the time of your life, this movie is a perfect film for that.
I think if you and your significant other consider salt and pepper to be spicing things up, then...
I don't know how, but I am stealing that line.
Then this is probably the movie for you?
Yeah. And it reminds me of a line in Fillmore where he's talking to, like, a potential love interest. And keep in mind, this is a middle schooler talking to a potential love interest. And at the end of it all, breaking it off with them, he goes, by the way, baby, that chicken was dry. Real dry.
Oh, this keeps going back to Fillmore. This is really good.
I need to actually sit down and start rewatching that show. I've just been watching a lot of clips of it. I'm like, oh my god, this show is even better than I remember. I think it's because I'm an adult and understand a lot of the references in it.
Well, if you ever want Disney Plus, I will help you set up an account and not give you my own details, because piracy is wrong, don't you know? Wink, wink.
Right.
Remember, kids, piracy is not only correct, it's a moral obligation at this stage.
Oh my god.
But you didn't hear that from me. I'm not gonna make any jokes. Alright, moving on!
Are we doing spoilers, or are we just going straight to Hard Eyes?
Do you want to do spoilers? Because I got nothing.
I don't care enough. I mean, yeah, nothing that's substantial, really.
Yeah, I can't say don't go see it, because if I was gonna say that, I would put it in either don't pay money to see it or Borderlands, but... I guess I just have to say don't pay full price to go see it, that's for sure.
Yeah.
And unless you and your significant other are the most white-bread 50s suburban couple...
Hold on.
Yeah.
If you and your significant other can't decide on a movie, and you're like the psycho couple in like the Regal Unlimited commercials that keep showing up, see this movie if there is no one else in the theater.
Yeah, I can't wrap my head around going to the movie theater and then deciding what you're gonna go see, because showtimes are spaced out enough where that feels like a fucking pain in the ass.
Yeah.
I can't imagine just rolling up and go, well, we have to pick something. Do you? Why didn't you do this beforehand?
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, I guess maybe they're just on, like, a first date or something, because they clearly don't know what the other one is into.
It's like going to an airport and going like, alright, honey, we need to decide what country we're flying to.
Yeah. I mean, it's not that drastic, but I could see the parallel.
Yeah.
So anyways, I saw Hard Eyes, which is a rom-com slasher.
Yes, and just on that alone, I did, especially after walking out of Love Hurts, I realized, alright, I want to see Hard Eyes when I was more interested in Love Hurts. I think I backed the wrong movie here.
You backed the wrong horse, my friend.
Yeah.
Because Hard Eyes was way better. I mean, the director used to work for College Humor.
No, that explains a lot, actually.
Yeah. No, when I didn't find that out until after I left the movie, and then when I walked out, I went, oh, that explains quite a bit, actually.
Yeah.
So the premise of this one is that there's a killer called the Hard Eyes Killer, or HEK, or Heck, and for the last couple of years, he's been committing killing sprees on, or she, or they, who knows, have been committing killing sprees on Valentine's Day in different cities. One was in Boston, one was in Philadelphia. This latest spree is set to happen in Seattle, and at the same time, our main protagonist, Allie, played by Olivia Holt, is both dealing with some struggles at work, and also a potential not romance with this new guy who they brought in to help salvage this marketing campaign that she's made a huge fucking mess of, played by Mason Gooding, as Jay Simmons. And then they find themselves, coincidentally, in the path of the Hard Eyes Killer, and they have to try to survive, figure out what's going on. You'll appreciate this. There's a pair of detectives investigating, and guess what their names are?
Salt and Pepper.
No. I'll give you two more.
Okay, so it's not Salt and Pepper. Cuckoo, Fran, and Ollie.
I said there were two of them.
Helter and Skelter?
It's Hobbs and Shaw.
Get the fuck out of here! Is one played by a British dude?
No.
Okay.
Although, ironically, Detective Jeanette Shaw is played by Jordana Brewster.
Oh, really?
Yeah, Mia Toretto. Fuck! Fuck, that's actually really fucking good! I didn't think about that until now. I thought it was just a stupid random reference, but it's actually kind of fucking clever! Fuck!
Hold on. Well, let's see. The guy who plays Hobbs, what other movies has he been in? Not anything Fast and Furious related that I can see.
Wait, he was in Casper?
Oh, really?
He was Casper!
Oh, now that's a callback.
Holy shit! Also, he was the main guy in the first Final Destination. Neat. There was a trailer for the new one recently. I didn't include that on Trailer Time because I hate those.
Fair.
I can't watch them. They're just gross and unpleasant. Real fucking downers.
Understandable.
No, Hard Eyes is an interesting beast because it is simultaneously a satirical take on both rom-coms and slashers, and yet somehow it also ends up being a really sincere, solid example of both of them.
Okay. Alright.
I don't quite know how they pulled it off, but it's a weirdly charming movie.
Alrighty.
For as bloody and fucked up as it gets. Plus, it's a really good cast. I mean, Olivia Holt and Mason Gooding have really good chemistry, which is more than I could say for Ki Hui Kwan and Ariana DeBose.
Yeah.
So, I've heard a lot of people praising Gigi Zambato's performance. She's playing Allie's friend Monica. I don't know, she's alright. She does get some really good lines, but she feels a little... She's not superfluous, but she doesn't play as big of a role as I would expect. She's just kind of there to be the best friend, and then... She's the best friend, but she's the best friend in the rom-com, not the best friend in the slasher.
I was gonna say, is she the one that gets, like, the hole punched through her head in the movie? Or in the trailer?
No.
Okay, cool.
No, that was just some random person.
Oh, that's even worse somehow.
Well, some random person having sex in the back of a van.
I want to make a joke, but I don't think I'm going to.
Yeah, that's fair. That's fair. No, this has got some pretty sick kills. Pretty solid slasher in that regard.
Okay.
Also, interestingly, the movie feels like it's wrapping up around an hour 10, hour 5, but there's still like 30 minutes of movie left.
Oh, so it's like, this is coming. Wait, this isn't over. Oh no.
There's some twists and turns. They're not the most surprising, but God, at least one is kind of telegraphed just by virtue of the fact that it gets any focus at all.
Oh, okay.
But no, this is it's weirdly charming, especially for the fact that for most of the movie, the main characters are vehemently denying being interested in each other. So that's fun.
I guess it's one of those things where you're like, yeah, we're not into each other. The entire audience is like, you're fucking lying.
Actually, yeah, you know what? Thinking about it, it's a reverse love hurts. The movie goes out of its way to have the characters say that they're not in love with each other, which actually just makes their chemistry better. As opposed to love hurts, where they have to keep telling us and I don't buy it.
Yeah, it's just like, nah, I don't think so.
I will say, once I had some time to think about it, the big reveal of who the Hard Eyes Killer is raises some questions. And not the greatest kind. But I'll give the movie this. I didn't start thinking about it until after I was walking out of the theater, and then I went, hold on a second.
Yeah, like, the movie did a good job of making sure you didn't question it while it was happening.
Yeah. Also refreshing, the main characters know what kind of movie they're in, which makes it even more frustrating that nobody else does. Everybody else is like, we don't know we're in a slasher movie. And meanwhile, Allie and Jay are just like, you should know. You clearly are.
It's the whole thing from the trailer. It's just like, have a good Valentine's Day. It's like, yeah, thanks. Don't die out there. Wait, why would you say that?
I don't know if I want to do a spoiler section for this one either, because I don't know that I want to give it away.
That's fair, because I did actually want to see this. It's just, it was one of those things where, time-wise and a couple other things, like, alright, I can only really see / have the energy to see one of these. But I unfortunately picked wrong. It sounds like. Yeah,
you definitely did. I will share one line that really made me laugh.
Okay.
Which is, stop hate-fucking yourself and find someone to fuck yourself.
That is some of the greatest life advice I've ever heard in my life.
Right? Weirdly poignant.
Weirdly applicable in a lot of ways.
Yeah. No, I found this to be a really fun time. I put it in the a very good movie category. It's in the second tier. It's not quite what Martin Scorsese would call cinema, but it's up there. It's definitely up there.
All right.
So I think that about wraps this up.
Mm-hmm.
In which case, thanks so much for listening, everybody. You know what to do. You know how to do it if you haven't done it already. I really want to approach this from the perspective of if people are listening on things other than YouTube, but I mean, that's the main thing I'm going. It's not important. Next week, it's Captain America time.
It is Captain America next week, isn't it?
Yeah, we never got tickets. We gotta fix that.
Yeah, we need to do that.
Also, maybe Paddington in Peru. God knows if I get the chance, I'm gonna try to see both because Paddington 2 made me cry.
Yeah.
Not ashamed to admit it.
No, I'm not laughing at that. It's just every time I think about Paddington 2, I think about that whole scene from Unmeasurable Weight of Massive Talent.
Yeah.
Paddington 2. It's like, now get out of here. And then they're both crying at Paddington 2.
It's incredible. I fucking told you. And they were right!
That's something that lives rent-free in my head that only pops up whenever Paddington 2 is mentioned, by the way.
Yeah, I thought they were clowning, and then Nick told me it was really good. I thought he was clowning, and then I sat down and watched it, and by the end I was crying, and I went, they weren't clowning!
Yeah, no, like Paddington 2, if you don't cry or at least have some emotional response at the end of Paddington 2, you are a depraved human being.
If you didn't have an emotional response to Paddington 2, then I know who you voted for. I'm cutting that.
Jesus Christ.
I'm cutting that. Remember, kids, trans rights are human rights.
Indeed.
I don't know where I was going with this, but this has been Under the Bridge with Cody, aka the Scarlet Troll.
And with Greg, aka Greg.
And we'll catch you all next week.
Goodbye, everybody.
Bye!